Turn to Saint Anthony, and in the power of prayer, let your miracle unfold. Welcome to Timeless Prayer. In moments when life feels overwhelmingly dark, when the weight of despair makes every prayer seem unanswered, turn to Saint Anthony with faith and confidence, trusting that through the power of prayer, a miracle is within your grasp. I understand that you may feel tired, disheartened, or forgotten by the divine, but today I ask you to renew your trust, for the grace you long for is closer than you think. Saint Anthony, a beloved and revered saint, has always come to the aid of those in their deepest hour of need. He is not merely the patron of lost things, he is a powerful intercessor, a compassionate guide who listens to the cries of the brokenhearted, the abandoned, and those who feel overwhelmed by the trials of life. When you feel alone and helpless, know that Saint Anthony walks with you, offering his divine support and leading you to the miracles you seek. In this prayer, we approach Saint Anthony not only with our petitions but also with a firm, unwavering faith, knowing that no matter how impossible our circumstances may appear, transformation is possible through the grace of God. Whether you are in need of physical healing, peace within your home, a breakthrough in your finances, or simply the assurance that you are seen and loved by the Creator, this is your moment for a change. Before we begin, I invite you to take a step of faith and write down the name of someone whose need is on your heart. Whether it be a child, a spouse, a friend, or anyone facing challenges, together, let us lift their needs before God, united in prayer through the intercession of Saint Anthony. You are not alone in this journey. If this prayer resonates with your soul, I encourage you to share it with others, spreading the light of faith so that more lives can be touched and transformed. As you listen, you will also hear inspiring stories of real miracles, of lives changed and prayers answered, which will strengthen your hope and encourage your trust in God's timing. Let us open our hearts in prayer with the full conviction that the miracle you seek is already on its way. Oh, glorious Saint Anthony, beloved servant of God, today I come to you with a heart heavy with burdens, yet filled with unwavering hope, knowing that you are a powerful intercessor who brings divine assistance. I stand before you, asking for your aid in this time of great struggle, especially with the financial difficulties that seem to trap me in a cycle of despair. Have you ever felt like, no matter how hard you try, the weight of your troubles becomes too much to bear? I feel that way now. Like every effort I make to rise above my debts and find stability is met with an invisible barrier. But Saint Anthony, I place my full trust in you. I believe in your powerful ability to open doors that seem sealed shut, to bring opportunities where there are none, and to guide me when I feel lost. I ask for your help in this dire moment, not just for relief, but for a miracle, a breakthrough that only you, through God's grace, can provide. Saint Anthony, I pray that you lead me to unexpected sources of income, open my eyes to opportunities that have remained hidden, and guide me to stable work that aligns with God's plan for my life. I trust in your wisdom, knowing that you will reveal the path I cannot yet see, the connections I need to make, and the skills I need to cultivate. Just as you brought hope to those who felt hopeless, I ask that you light my way, helping me see clearly and with faith. Help me to manage what I have with gratitude, so that I can use every blessing from God to serve others. Do you not believe that with God's power, all things are possible through your intercession? Even the deepest struggles can be transformed. I trust that God's provision will come at the perfect time, bringing not only the relief I seek, but the ability to share the abundance I receive. I place my complete trust under your protection, Saint Anthony, knowing that a miracle is on its way. Amen. Saint Anthony, compassionate and unwavering healer, I turn to you now with all my heart, seeking your divine intercession, whether for myself, weighed down by the burdens of physical pain, or for those I love who suffer in body and spirit. I call upon your mercy. We are in desperate need of healing and restoration, longing for the relief of pain and the return of vibrant health. Illness has tested our faith, shaken our spirits, and led us to question the depth of our trust in God's will. Yet, Saint Anthony, we remember that you, too, endured great trials and sufferings. You understand the depths of our pain, and you stand as a beacon of hope and strength. I ask, with all my faith, that you intercede for us, bringing the comfort of your protection and the light of your compassion into our lives. As we wait for healing, I pray that God's divine grace will flow over us, enveloping our bodies and souls. May His healing power penetrate every part of us, every cell, organ, and system, removing disease and restoring health in its fullness. May His strength lift us from the depths of suffering, easing our pain, and guiding us back to wholeness. Saint Anthony, I ask that you bring emotional fortitude and peace to those battling illness, filling them with the courage to endure. Help them find hope even when the answers seem slow to arrive. Though it is easy to be discouraged in the waiting, we trust in the unseen hand of God at work, shaping our healing in ways beyond our understanding. We also pray for the healing of the soul, the inner peace that comes when we place our trust in God's perfect plan. Grant us the patience to endure the journey, even when the road feels long and uncertain. May we never lose hope, for we know that God's love surrounds us in every way, body, mind, and spirit. Saint Anthony, I place my trust in your powerful intercession, and I wait in faith for the miracle that will come, trusting that God's timing is always perfect. Amen. In these difficult times, take a moment to reflect on your struggles. Have you felt the crushing weight of financial burdens, the pain of illness, or the overwhelming sense that the answers you seek are just beyond your grasp? Do you sometimes wonder if healing and relief will ever come in these moments of doubt? It is crucial to remember that with God, all things are possible. Just like Saint Anthony, who placed his unwavering trust in God's healing and provision, we too are called to hold on to our faith, even when we cannot immediately see the results. Can you imagine what might happen if you allowed yourself to truly believe in God's perfect timing and divine plan for your life? Take comfort in knowing that God listens to every prayer, and even in the most challenging times, He is always at work. You are never alone. Saint Anthony, through his powerful intercession, reminds us that miracles are real, and they can happen when we least expect them. Do you feel the hope rising within you? Knowing that God's love surrounds you, keep trusting in His infinite mercy, and wait for the miracle that He is preparing for you. With faith, patience, and an unwavering trust in God, you will witness the transformation you long for. Stay strong, continue to pray with hope in your heart, and remember that when you place your trust in God, no challenge is too great and no situation beyond His reach. Your miracle is on its way. Oh, beloved Saint Anthony, I come before you today with a heart brimming with trust, hope, and deep faith. You, who embody the power of unity and peace within the family, are the one to whom I turn in my time of need. My family, the very core of my life, is facing challenges that threaten to weaken the bonds that hold us together. The world around us is full of distractions, and the struggles we face sometimes seem insurmountable. Yet, I know that with your divine intercession, no problem is too great. I ask you, Saint Anthony, to pour your boundless grace upon us. to bring healing where there is pain, reconciliation where there is division, and love where there is conflict. Please restore the unity in our home. Where there has been misunderstanding or hurt, may your presence replace it with compassion, patience, and understanding. I especially pray for the relationship between spouses, that the love they share may be reignited, their hearts refreshed, and their communication filled with kindness and understanding. For parents and children, I ask for wisdom and tenderness, that they may nurture and guide each other with love and care. Help us, Saint Anthony, to soften our hearts so that forgiveness may flow freely among us. Teach us to release old wounds, let go of past grievances, and start each day anew with the grace of forgiveness. May we listen to one another with empathy, speak with gentleness, and extend mercy as Christ extends it to us. I trust that your loving presence will fill our home with peace, joy, and unwavering faith. Let our family be a reflection of God's love, a sanctuary where each member feels cherished, embraced, and connected. May we always feel safe, loved, and united under your divine protection. I place my trust in you, Saint Anthony, and surrender my family into your care. Amen. Gracious Saint Anthony, beloved intercessor and protector, I come before you with a heart burdened by loss and a soul yearning for restoration. I seek your powerful and miraculous help, not only for the small, tangible things that have slipped through my grasp, those treasures that may seem insignificant to the world but are of deep value to me, but for the profound and irreplaceable losses that weigh heavily on my spirit. I turn to you, Saint Anthony, in this moment of darkness, asking for the recovery of the hopes and dreams that once ignited my heart, but have since been smothered by life's hardships and the passing of time. Help me to reclaim those long-forgotten desires, those aspirations that once burned so brightly within me, and those precious opportunities that now seem lost forever. Above all, I ask you to help me recover the faith that has faltered amidst the trials I have faced. The faith that once guided my every step but now feels distant. You, Saint Anthony, have been a beacon of light for countless souls seeking what was lost, whether in the material or in matters of the heart, guiding them back to joy, trust, and purpose. I humbly ask that you intercede for me now, that the light of God may shine upon the forgotten corners of my life, bringing clarity and healing where there is confusion and sorrow. May I find again what has been taken from me, be it a relationship that has faded, a memory that has slipped away, or the sense of direction and meaning that once filled my days. Restore in me the peace I have longed for, the joy that once lived within me, and the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing I am forever embraced by God's unending love. I place my trust in your intercession, Saint Anthony, knowing that in God's eyes, nothing is truly lost. What may appear to be irretrievable to me, you can restore with God's grace and mercy. Just as you have helped others recover what seemed lost beyond hope, I now ask for your help in recovering what I desperately need in my life. Lead me back to the restoration of my deepest treasures, and remind me that with God's help, all things are possible. May my heart be filled with unwavering hope, trusting that through your intercession, a miraculous transformation is within reach. I believe, Saint Anthony, that through your loving guidance, the change I seek is not only possible, but it is already on its way. Amen. As you offer your heartfelt prayers, know this: miracles unfold when faith is unwavering and the heart is open. Allow me to share with you a powerful testament to the divine intervention of Saint Anthony, a story that will inspire hope and remind you that no prayer is too small when it comes to seeking miracles. In the midst of devastation, a humble bus driver from Rio de Janeiro named Joan found his life shattered by the floodwaters that ravaged his community. His home was destroyed, his belongings washed away, and the storm claimed an irreplaceable family heirloom, the watch his father had passed down to him. This watch, worn daily, had been a symbol of his father's love and legacy, and its loss left him with an aching emptiness. Yet, in his despair, Joan turned to Saint Anthony, offering nightly prayers with unwavering faith, asking for a miracle to restore his life, to heal his broken heart, and to bring him the strength he needed to move forward. For 9 consecutive nights, he poured out his soul in prayer, trusting that the intercession of Saint Anthony would be his path to hope. And on the 10th day, a miracle arrived. Joan received a phone call from a logistics company he had applied to months earlier, offering him a full-time position as their lead driver, a job he had never imagined he could secure. As he went to sign the papers, the HR manager, recognizing him from a viral video about the flood victims, handed him a small, muddy package. To his amazement, inside was the watch that had been lost to the storm, miraculously found and returned to him. Overcome with emotion, Joan wept, not only for the job that restored his livelihood, but for the precious keepsake of his father that he thought was lost forever. This is the miracle that prayer can bring, the miracle that faith in Saint Anthony can deliver. When we ask with pure hearts and trust, heaven listens, and God responds. In a different corner of the world, a mother named Sarah from Austin, Texas, faced a heart-wrenching trial. Her young son, Micah, had been battling a rare neurological disorder for months, and after slipping into a coma, the doctors told her there was no hope left. They advised her to prepare for the worst, but Sarah refused to succumb to despair, clinging to the belief that miracles are possible. She turned to prayer, trusting in St. Anthony's intercession. Each night, she prayed at her son's bedside, her hands trembling and her heart breaking, asking for a divine miracle to save him. As the 9th night of her prayer arrived, she whispered through tears, "Saint Anthony, make the impossible possible." And on that very night, a miracle happened. Micah, who had been unresponsive for so long, opened his eyes. Nurses rushed to his side, astonished at the sudden change. Within days, his condition began to improve, and just a week later, Micah spoke his first full sentence. The lead neurologist could not explain the recovery, saying only, "There's no medical reason for this," but Sarah knew Saint Anthony had touched her son. What strength it must take to hold on to faith when all hope seems lost, when the situation appears hopeless. But Sarah's story is a powerful reminder that in our darkest hours, when we feel helpless, it is through prayer and faith in God that the impossible can become possible. If you, too, are facing an overwhelming trial, if you are waiting for a miracle, know this: the intercession of Saint Anthony can bring about the change you so desperately need. Have faith, have patience, and put your trust in God's divine grace, for in the midst of hardship, there is always a way through. And it is often through the sacred connection of prayer. Just as Saint Anthony brought peace and restoration to Joan and Sarah, so too can he bring healing and transformation to your life. Keep praying, keep believing, and trust that the miracle you long for is on its way. For heaven's grace is abundant and ever ready to help those who seek it with an open heart and steadfast faith. Under the protection of Saint Anthony, your prayers will be heard, and in time, your miracle will come, for all things are possible with God. And another story about a retired librarian. In the quiet solitude of his Paris apartment, Luke had spent many years in silence, grief-stricken by the loss of his beloved wife and the painful separation from his children. Alone, surrounded only by memories. He felt like he was drifting further away from everything that had once mattered. Then, one lonely February evening, he stumbled across a prayer video, a simple act that would change the course of his life. In that moment, as he listened to the story of Saint Anthony, his heart was touched deeply. That night, Luke began to pray with our community every evening, pouring out his sorrow and longing for peace. He wrote the names of his children in the comments, asking for divine intervention, hoping that his prayers would bring about a change. And just 2 weeks later, something incredible happened. A knock at his door echoed through his empty apartment. When he opened it, he found a group of young volunteers from a nearby parish, inspired by the prayer videos he had been watching, inviting him to a neighborhood gathering. Hesitant, Luke agreed to join, unaware that this would be the first step in his journey back to hope and transformation. He began attending Mass again, finding solace in the company of others and the warmth of newfound friendships. Then, something he never thought possible arrived. A postcard from his youngest son, an unexpected gesture of connection after years of silence. As he reflected on this, Luke whispered to himself, "I thought I was forgotten. But God hadn't forgotten me. Neither had Saint Anthony." If you've been praying with us, take heart. No prayer ever goes unanswered. Even if the response seems delayed or hidden, heaven is listening to your every cry. The very act of praying, of surrendering to something greater than yourself, is never in vain. Saint Anthony, the patron saint of lost things, hears your pain, your hopes, and your desires. Though the miracle you seek may not have come yet, don't lose hope. The most powerful prayer isn't always about immediate results, but rather about nurturing your faith and trust. Keep praying, keep trusting, for faith will change you, even when circumstances remain the same. It will transform your heart, ignite hope within you, and open the door to miracles you cannot yet see. Remember, even in the darkest of moments, God is at work. Don't give up. Keep believing, for your miracle is closer than you realize. Under Saint Anthony's protection, expect peace, expect comfort, and expect a change in your life. With prayer, all things are possible. You are never alone on this journey. Every prayer you offer today is joined with the voices of countless others around the world, all united in faith, believing in the miraculous power of divine intervention. Trust that your prayer is part of something greater, a wave of faith that transcends time and space. As you move through each day, you are lifted by the love and grace that surrounds you. It is in this sacred space of belief, this place of unwavering trust, that miracles happen, and it is in this space where you can place your hope. So, what are you waiting for? What miracle do you believe in today? The change you seek, the healing you yearn for, is closer than you think. Saint Anthony is listening, and with his intercession, everything is possible. Take a moment, take a deep breath, and release the weight of your burdens, knowing that with each exhale, you are surrendering your fears and doubts. Speak aloud, whisper in your heart, or even leave a comment below. Anthony, I believe in miracles. Let these words be more than just a prayer. Let them be an expression of unwavering faith, a declaration that despite the trials you face, you hold on to hope. This is the moment where your belief can transform your reality. In your heart, you are lifting yourself and others, reminding yourself that no challenge is too great for the grace of God to overcome. As you say these words, feel them resonate not just within you, but with all who are suffering, all who are in need of divine intervention. Share this prayer with someone who is struggling, for in doing so, you are planting seeds of faith in their heart, offering them the comfort of knowing they are not alone. Your simple act of sharing may be the very miracle they've been waiting for. It's not just a prayer, it's a bridge between hearts, a powerful reminder that we are all connected in faith and hope. Don't forget to subscribe to stay connected, for with every prayer we offer, we draw closer together, uniting our voices in powerful pleas to heaven. And remember, more prayers, more strength, and more miracles are on the horizon, waiting for you to embrace them. If this prayer has touched your soul, stay with us. Your journey is just beginning, and with Saint Anthony interceding on your behalf, we trust that the miracle you've been praying for is already on its way. As you walk this path, know that his protection surrounds you, guiding you through every hardship, and that God's grace is preparing the way for the transformation you seek. Thank you for being part of this family of believers. For in every prayer, we draw closer to witnessing the miracles God has promised us. With each prayer, we step closer to seeing those miracles unfold, and with every moment, our hearts grow stronger in the faith that binds us all. Amen. Now, in this very moment, release your worries and let your faith rise. Together, we call upon God's boundless grace, trusting that no matter how impossible your situation may seem, His intervention will bring the healing you so desperately need. In this prayer, know that you are not alone. Your prayers, your faith, are woven together with countless others. Together, we are uniting our hearts in a chorus of trust, a prayer that will move mountains. Place your trust in God's hands as we begin, knowing that His love is greater than any obstacle, and with Saint Anthony by your side, your miracle is already unfolding. A prayer of peace to Saint Anthony of Padua. Oh, blessed Saint Anthony, mighty protector and compassionate intercessor, I come before you today with a heart full of gratitude and an overwhelming desire for peace. In this time of trial and uncertainty, I turn to you, knowing that you, who have been a beacon of hope and comfort to countless souls, can guide me toward the peace that I long for. I ask you to intercede for me, to bring your powerful protection, and to fill my heart with the deep, unwavering peace that only comes through the love of God. Saint Anthony, you who have been called the wonder worker and the hammer of heretics, you who possess the grace to heal both body and soul. I place my trust in your intercession. I know that you are close to God, and I believe that through your prayers, God will hear my cries and grant me the peace I seek. In times of distress and confusion, I feel overwhelmed, as if the storm of life is pressing upon me from every side. Yet, I know that nothing is beyond the reach of God's love and mercy. I seek refuge in your powerful prayers, Saint Anthony, and ask that you bring calm to the turbulence of my life. You have always been a source of peace to those in need. You have been a protector to the suffering, a guide to the lost, and a comfort to the brokenhearted. I bring to you the burden of my troubles, my anxieties, and my worries, and I ask that you lift them from my soul. The weight of the world often presses upon me, and I feel as if I am carrying a heavy load that I am not able to bear alone. But, Saint Anthony, I know that when I turn to you, I am never alone. You have walked the path of human suffering, and you understand the struggles of the heart and mind. In your great compassion, you know the deep yearning for peace that resides within me. Saint Anthony, I ask that you bring peace to my troubled heart. I seek peace in my relationships, in my work, in my finances, and in my health. Wherever there is unrest, I ask that you intercede and bring God's peace into every situation. Lord, I know that true peace comes not from the absence of troubles, but from the presence of God in our lives. Saint Anthony, as you once walked this earth in perfect harmony with God's will, I pray that you help me to align my life with God's divine plan. May my heart be open to His will, and may I find peace in the trust I place in Him. In these moments of trial, it is easy to feel lost, as if the road ahead is uncertain and fraught with challenges. Yet, I remember that with God by my side, there is no road too difficult to walk. Saint Anthony, you have been a guiding light to so many. Your intercession has led the lost back to the light, and your prayers have opened doors where there seemed to be none. I ask that you guide me on the path of peace, showing me the way to reconciliation and understanding in my relationships. Help me to see others with the eyes of Christ and to offer peace and forgiveness where there has been discord. May I find the strength to release grudges and embrace the healing power of forgiveness, knowing that in forgiving others, I too will experience peace. In my moments of anxiety, when the weight of the world feels too heavy, I turn to you, Saint Anthony, for comfort. You, who have been a friend to those who feel abandoned and forsaken, know the depths of loneliness and despair. But you also know that even in the darkest moments, God's love is present, guiding us through the storm. I ask that you surround me with God's peace, which transcends all understanding. May His presence be felt in every corner of my life, and may I find solace in the knowledge that He is with me always, even when the path is unclear. St. Anthony. I also pray for peace in the world. The world is filled with conflict, suffering, and division, and the need for peace has never been greater. I ask that you intercede on behalf of the nations, the leaders, and all those who are caught in the grip of violence and hatred. May your prayers bring peace to the hearts of those in positions of power, and may they be guided by the wisdom of God. I pray for peace for the poor, the sick, the marginalized, and all those who suffer in silence. May your intercession bring hope and healing to their lives. As I pray for peace, I also seek peace in my own heart. I ask that you help me to quiet the storms within me, to calm the fears that cloud my mind, and to embrace the stillness that comes with trust in God's plan. Saint Anthony, you are known for your wisdom, and I ask that you help me to cultivate the wisdom needed to find peace. Help me to discern what truly matters and to let go of the distractions and worries that rob me of my peace. May I find joy in the simple things, and may I be at peace with who I am, knowing that I am a beloved child of God. In moments of doubt, when I feel unsure of the future and the challenges that lie ahead, I ask that you strengthen my faith. St. Anthony, help me to trust in God's perfect timing, knowing that He is always with me, guiding me and providing for me. May my faith be a source of peace, grounding me in the certainty that God is in control. St. Anthony, help me to surrender my fears and doubts to God, trusting that He is always working for my good. I also ask that you bring peace to my home and family. St. Anthony, you are the patron saint of families, and I ask that you intercede on behalf of my loved ones. Bring peace to my relationships with them, and help us to support one another in love and understanding. Where there has been division, may your intercession bring reconciliation. Where there has been pain, may your prayers bring healing. Help us to grow together in faith, hope, and love, and may our home be a sanctuary of peace where God's love reigns above all. Finally, I ask that you help me to carry the peace I receive from God into the world. May I be a vessel of peace in every interaction, offering kindness, patience, and understanding to those I meet. Help me to be a source of comfort to those in need, and may I always seek to build bridges of peace rather than walls of division. Saint Anthony, through your intercession, may I be an instrument of God's peace in a world that desperately needs it. Saint Anthony, beloved servant of God, I trust in your intercession and ask for your help in finding the peace I long for. I place my heart, my mind, and my soul in your care, knowing that, with God's grace, I will experience the peace that passes all understanding. I trust that, through your prayers, I will find the comfort and guidance I need to navigate the challenges of life. Thank you, Saint Anthony, for your constant love and support. I believe that through your powerful intercession, God will grant me the peace I seek. Amen. A prayer of prosperity to Saint Anthony of Padua. Oh, glorious Saint Anthony, faithful servant of God, I come before you today with a heart full of gratitude and trust, seeking your powerful intercession for prosperity in all areas of my life. You, who have been a guide and protector to those in need, who have restored what was lost and provided for the most vulnerable, I ask you to intercede on my behalf, so that I may experience the abundance that God has prepared for me. Saint Anthony, you are known not only for finding lost items, but also for helping those who seek prosperity in their work, finances, and spiritual journey, just as you assisted those in your time who were struggling. I turn to you today with faith, knowing that you, through your deep connection with God, have the ability to help me find the blessings and opportunities that I seek. In my struggles, I often feel weighed down by financial challenges, by uncertainty, and by the constant pursuit of stability and peace in my life. Yet, I know that with your help, I can overcome these obstacles and walk confidently in the prosperity that God has in store for me. In these moments of doubt, when my efforts feel insufficient and my dreams seem distant, I turn to you, Saint Anthony, for guidance and strength. You, who understood the struggles of the human heart, who witnessed the suffering of those around you, and who was always quick to offer help. I ask you now to lend your powerful support. I know that prosperity does not only refer to material wealth, but encompasses a richness of spirit, a sense of fulfillment, and the ability to use the blessings God provides for the good of others. As I approach you in prayer, I ask that you help me experience prosperity not only in my finances, but in my relationships, my health, my work, and my spiritual life. Saint Anthony, I ask for your intercession in my financial matters. You know the struggles I face in trying to make ends meet, the stress and anxiety that come from the constant pressure to provide for myself and my loved ones. I trust that God's provision is abundant, and I ask that, through your prayers, you open the doors to financial opportunities that will allow me to thrive. Just as you were a great advocate for those in need during your lifetime, I ask that you intercede for me now, guiding me toward the resources, connections, and opportunities that will lead to financial stability and success. Grant me the wisdom to manage my finances wisely, to make decisions that will lead to long-term prosperity, and to be good stewards of the resources God has entrusted to me. Help me to recognize the opportunities that are right in front of me, and to seize them with faith and courage. I trust that God's timing is perfect, and I believe that through your intercession, the financial breakthrough I am waiting for will come at the right moment. Whether it be a new job, a business opportunity, or a creative idea that leads to success, I ask you to help me open my eyes to the possibilities that God has prepared for me. I also seek your help in my professional life. Saint Anthony, you are known for your wisdom and knowledge, for your ability to teach, guide, and inspire others. I ask that you help me find success and fulfillment in my work, whatever it may be. Whether I am struggling to find the right job or seeking a breakthrough in my current position, I pray that you guide me toward the path that will lead to prosperity. Help me to develop the skills and talents that God has given me, and to use them to serve others with humility and grace. May I find joy in my work, And may my work be a reflection of God's love and provision. Saint Anthony. You understood the importance of community and relationships in building prosperity. I ask you to help me find prosperity in my relationships with others, whether it be in my family, with my friends, or in my workplace. I seek your guidance in fostering relationships that are built on trust, love, and mutual support. Help me to be generous with my time, my resources, and my love, and to receive the same in return. I ask that you bless my relationships with harmony and understanding, and that you help me to navigate any conflicts or misunderstandings with grace and patience. Prosperity is not only about material wealth, but also about the richness that comes from loving, supportive relationships, and I ask that you help me cultivate this wealth in my life. I also ask for your intercession in my physical and emotional health. Saint Anthony, true prosperity cannot be enjoyed without good health, and I ask you to intercede for me in this area as well. May I be blessed with vitality, energy, and a body that is healthy and strong. I ask for healing in any areas of my body that may be suffering, and for strength to endure the challenges that life presents. Help me to make choices that honor my body, to find balance and peace in my health, and to care for myself in a way that honors God's gift of life. I also seek emotional healing. Saint Anthony, help me to release any burdens, fears, or past wounds that may be hindering my growth and prosperity. Fill me with the peace of mind that comes from knowing I am loved and supported by God, and help me to trust in His plan for my life. Saint Anthony, as I seek prosperity in my life, I also ask for your help in my spiritual journey. I know that true prosperity comes from living in alignment with God's will, and I ask that you guide me closer to Him. Help me to grow in my faith, to deepen my relationship with God, and to trust in His plan for my life. Prosperity is not only about the material and physical world, but also about the richness of the soul. I ask that you help me to cultivate a heart full of gratitude, a spirit of generosity, and a desire to serve others. May I always remember that true prosperity is measured not by the wealth I accumulate, but by the love I give and the way I live out God's calling for me. In all of these things, Saint Anthony, I place my trust in your powerful intercession. I believe that through your prayers, God will open the doors to prosperity in my life. I ask that you help me to remain faithful, patient, and hopeful as I wait for God's blessings to unfold. Help me to recognize the gifts that God has already given me, and to use them for His glory. May I never lose sight of the abundant life that God has promised me, and may I always remain humble and grateful for the prosperity that flows into my life. I also ask that you help me to be a blessing to others, just as you have been a source of help and comfort to countless people. I ask that you guide me in using the prosperity I receive to bless those around me. Help me to be generous with my resources, to share what I have with those in need, and to use my blessings to make a positive impact in the world. May my prosperity never be about self-interest, but always about furthering God's kingdom and serving others. Saint Anthony, I thank you for your intercession and for your powerful prayers. I trust that through your help, I will experience the prosperity that I seek. I believe that God's abundance is never ending, and that with His grace, I will receive all that I need to fulfill the purpose He has set before me. I ask that you continue to guide me, protect me, and intercede on my behalf. And I place all my hopes and dreams in your loving care. With you by my side, I know that prosperity is not only possible, but that it is already on its way. May my life be a reflection of the abundance of God's love, and may I always live in a state of gratitude, knowing that all that I have is a gift from Him. Saint Anthony, thank you for your continued intercession and for helping me to navigate the path of prosperity with faith, trust, and humility. Amen. A prayer for health to St. Anthony of Padua. Oh, blessed Saint Anthony, beloved servant of God, I come to you with a heart full of faith and trust, asking for your intercession in my quest for health and healing. You, who have been a beacon of light to so many in their darkest hours. I turn to you now in my time of need. You have always been a compassionate and powerful intercessor, bringing comfort to the brokenhearted, strength to the weak, and healing to those who suffer. I believe in your deep connection with God, and I ask for your help in restoring my health, both physically and emotionally. Saint Anthony, I know that God's love and mercy are vast, and that nothing is impossible with Him, but in these moments of struggle, I turn to you because I know that through your prayers, you can intercede on my behalf and bring forth the healing that I so desperately seek. Whether my body is weary from illness, my mind burdened with anxiety, or my spirit weighed down by despair, I ask that you bring your healing touch into every part of my being. I place my trust in you, knowing that through your powerful intercession, God will hear my prayer and grant me the healing that I need. Oh, Saint Anthony, you who have seen so much suffering in your life and who have walked the path of human pain and trial, you understand the depths of illness. You have always been quick to respond to those in need, offering them comfort, hope, and peace. I bring before you my own suffering and the suffering of those I love, asking that you intercede for us with God, that we may be healed in body, mind, and spirit. I believe that God desires for us to be whole, to live in health, and to experience His peace. And I trust that with your prayers, this healing will come, Saint Anthony. I ask that you bring healing to my body. If I am suffering from any illness or disease, I pray that you ask God to restore me to full health. I know that God's will is perfect, and that He has the power to heal all things. Whether the healing comes in the form of a miraculous cure or through the steady process of recovery, I ask for His grace to flow through me, healing every cell, every organ, every system of my body. I ask that any illness be removed, and that I may be restored to a state of vitality and strength. Help me, and Anthony, to trust in God's divine plan for my health, and to accept His will with grace, no matter what form the healing may take. I also ask for your intercession in the area of mental and emotional health. Saint Anthony, so often, the mind and spirit are burdened with worry, stress, and anxiety, and these can affect our bodies as much as physical illness. I pray that you help me to find peace of mind, to release any fears, anxieties, or worries that may be consuming my thoughts. Help me to surrender my burdens to God, knowing that He is always with me and that He will provide the peace and comfort I need. Guide me to a place of emotional healing, where I can find rest in His love and a sense of deep inner peace. Saint Anthony, you are the patron saint of lost things, and I ask you to help me find peace and healing in the places where I have felt lost in my own emotions, lost in the darkness of illness, or lost in the midst of pain. You know what it is to suffer, and I trust that you can help me to find my way back to a place of health and wholeness. I ask that you bring healing to the deep wounds of my soul, helping me to forgive myself and others, to release bitterness and resentment, and to embrace the peace that only God can provide. May I find healing not only in my body, but in my heart and mind as well. Saint Anthony, I also ask for your protection over my health. Please intercede for me, asking God to watch over me and to keep me safe from harm. I ask for protection from illness, injury, and any form of harm that may threaten my well-being. May His angels surround me, and may I be kept safe under His divine care. I also pray for my loved ones, asking that you intercede on their behalf, bringing them health, protection, and healing. May God's grace cover us all, keeping us strong and healthy in body, mind, and spirit. In these moments of uncertainty, when I feel overwhelmed by the challenges that come with illness, I pray that you help me to trust in God's timing. Healing may not always come immediately, and the road to recovery may be long and difficult, but I trust that God is at work in my life. I ask you, Saint Anthony, to help me to remain hopeful and patient as I wait for healing, knowing that God's love surrounds me every step of the way. Teach me to embrace the journey, to find peace in the waiting, and to remember that even in times of trial, God's presence is with me. I also ask for your help, Saint Anthony, in the care and support of those who are caring for me during this time of illness. May I be surrounded by compassionate and loving caregivers who offer me the care and attention I need. Bless those who tend to my physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, and give them the strength and wisdom they need to care for me with love and patience. I ask that you protect them as well, and that they may find joy in serving and caring for me. Saint Anthony, I pray that you intercede on behalf of all those who are suffering in the world, especially those who are battling long-term illness, chronic pain, or terminal conditions. Please bring your healing touch to all those who are in need, offering them the same comfort and peace that you have brought to so many before me. I also ask for your intercession for those who are experiencing emotional distress, those who are suffering from depression, anxiety, or mental illness. May they find peace and healing through God's love and the power of your intercession. In these moments of suffering, I ask you to help me remember that healing is not just about physical recovery, but about the restoration of the whole person. I pray that I may be healed not only in my body but in my soul, that I may come to a deeper understanding of God's love and His will for my life. Help me to see suffering through the lens of faith, knowing that it is in our weakest moments that we are closest to God. Teach me to accept whatever form healing takes and to trust in God's divine purpose for my life. Saint Anthony. I also pray for all those who are currently facing illness or suffering of any kind. I ask for your intercession for those who are in hospitals, nursing homes, or undergoing treatments. May they feel your presence with them, offering them comfort and strength. Please intercede for them with God, asking that they be restored to health and wholeness.